Hi guys, welcome to my quick little video about we're learning to pre-record a lesson for remote learning, and just got a few steps that we're going to be going through, planning, preparing, practicing, performing, and a couple of tips about pauses and position. So first of all, planning. The best way to make it work is just like any lesson, you have it planned before you do it. That's going to make life a lot easier. Then you prepare. What I mean is pretty much think through what you're going to have. Again, it's exactly the same as what you'd normally be doing when you're sharing a lesson with kids, except on video you probably just want to be a little bit more concise and not have all those other little gaps, so you'd have everything at the ready. So if I had a little exemplar book that I wanted to show to the kids, I'd pre-planned, and we're going to be doing something like title pages, I might have that at the ready so I can show them some examples. Practicing really depends on how you feel about all of this, but you might want to give it a go practicing. But again, this is not some great big TV show, so you could just have a quick run through yourself once, or just record it as you normally would. As long as you've got the first two things ready, then actually practicing, you've been doing that for years as a teacher. Perform it. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm performing it. And my couple of little tips: pauses and position. So firstly with pauses, so just one little tip for this recording. So it might be that there's a few steps to what you're doing. So let's say you're going to say to your students, we're going to be doing a little bit of a draft here of our title page. What you're going to need for this lesson today is you're going to need a ruler and an eraser and a pencil, because we're just doing our first drafts today. So what I want you to do is I want you to just pause this video and get the pencil, the ruler and the eraser. So you can pause now. Great, and so now you should have all the equipment that you need. We're imagining they've gone away and paused, and they come back, and we go blah blah blah, give another little instruction, and we can just say, okay, so what you're going to do in a moment, you're going to pause this video and you're going to start, and you're going to go get your colouring pencils, because we're going to be colouring in next. So go get your colouring pencils, pause the video first. And here we are again, and now you've got your colouring pencils. Great. Okay, let's go. Next instruction. So that's pauses. You know, just make that part of your video. We don't have to edit it or anything like that, but we can mean that the students can be more engaged with the lesson just by telling them to pause the video, go off and do what they need to do, and then push play. Also, another tip is at the end of the lesson, remind them they can always go back and watch the whole thing again. And position. As you may notice, every time I sort of move away a little bit and stuff, because of the light of this window behind me, the lighting's not that great, so sometimes just think about and have a little look on your camera beforehand about where you position. So ideally I wouldn't really actually have this camera facing directly into the window with the bright light behind me. I have closed the window. I don't know what the cicadas are like at the moment, whether they're going to be really loud, so I am going to play back and hear the sound. But in this classroom, if it was just me, I might close the windows just for to minimise sound. So this one here, I noticed before, was a bit windy, and I didn't want to have people maybe going by and all that sort of thing, so I closed that before I started. So that's really about it. One other little final tip is make sure in your settings, if your camera, this isn't just my phone, it's in selfie mode, as in like the front-facing camera, but sometimes they're set to mirror, and so you want to turn that off so that when you have your recording, all your writing on the board or your examples are going to be the right way around rather than back to front, because that would be pretty difficult. That's it, and this video was 4 minutes long.